Welcome to AI Insights Live, where we decode what's real, what's hype, and what's next for business AI. I'm Andres Torres, the founder and Chief Technology Strategist at Zeroday Cybersecurity. Here is the critical AI question of the day. Are you measuring AI by what it costs or by what it unlocks? If you've been on the fence with AI because the tools feel expensive, this episode is for you. I'm walking you through two real world plays where AI is already paying off. We have clear numbers, we have clear risks, clear steps. Copy. Before we dive in, I want to reach out to everyone in the chat. Go ahead and type ready if you want fewer meetings, faster cycles, and less busy work without hiring a small army. And for those of you that are watching us live, if you have an AI question, we will answer it live in the chat with you. Go ahead and drop it in there. We'll get there in about 7 minutes. So, what's the first deep dive here? AI that lifts with customer service and revenue. Let's start where most businesses feel that pain. Customer service. What's the biggest problems in customer service? We have long queues, repeated questions, burnt out staff, churn that creeps up and hides in your profit and loss statement. As a business owner, I know that I'm not the only one that has seen this out. It's one of the biggest things that I deal with as well within my own organization. Like, we get the same calls constantly. And me as an owner, but more importantly, someone that wants to support my customers, I want to figure out a way I can make their life easy for my people. Well, let's find out what's working right now. The human in the loop model, where the Gen AI assistant handles the easy stuff and routes to the complex ones, people. If you do this well, you will cut handle times, raise first contact resolution, and freeze your best people. It's difficult. Proof that you can cite in the boardroom. A large-scale field study by Stanford and MIT researchers found that when customer support agents used a generative AI assistant, productivity rose 14%. And the biggest gains went to the newer, less tenured agents. That's not marketing boilerplate. That's peer-reviewed economics research. Here's a real-world signal that you can pass to your boardroom. Klarna reported that its AI assistant handled 2/3 of service chats in its first month, doing the equivalent work of 700 full-time agents with the shorter resolution times and fewer repeat contacts. That's their claim. It's made waves across the support industry. Okay, that's cool. That's some company did that. But what does that mean to you? If your team could resolve 2,000 tickets per month, AI helps you bump up those agent throughput 10 to 15%. You're effectively adding an extra day of capacity per representative without adding headcount. Translates into faster responses, upsell saves, and fewer bad review spirals. But how do we deploy this without stepping on a landmine? Well, number one, triage with rules, not vibes. I want you to send FAQs, policy lookups, order status, appointment changes to the assistant. I want you to keep policy exemptions, cancellations, and refunds above a certain threshold, and any health or financial data questions to a human. Number two, put an assistant inside your system, but not on the open web. Use enterprise deployment tools. For an example, a private instance through a major cloud provider with no training on your prompts, data retention controls, and audit logs are turned on. Now, if you need help with that, your friends here at Zeroday Cybersecurity, that's our expertise. Number three, force a read-only default. Let the assistant cite its source. Order DB, policy document, price sheet, every single time. Your agents will click on those citations to verify. Because as anybody who's been watching this show, we are not a replacement for humans. We do is we make the difficult or the monotonous work. That's what AI is for. We empower your people to do the higher order thinking. Number four, bulletproof your disclaimers. Air Canada learned this the hard way. A tribunal held the airline responsible for its website chatbot's wrong guidance on a bereavement fare. Bottom line, your bot is your claim legally and publicly. If the assistant is unsure, it should escalate to a human, not invent stuff. We've talked at length about hallucinations. The whole point of AI is it's trying to do what's best and trying to be very helpful. But if that ruins your reputation or your bottom line, is it really the right way to go? This is what we do here at Zeroday. For the past 15 weeks now, we've been talking about how do we use AI in our business safely, securely, and it generates money for our organization. Number 5, I want you to coach your people, not just on your model. Use the assistant as a call whisperer. Suggest the next steps and tone for newer staff and late night coverage. That's where the Stanford and MIT studies saw the biggest lift. So here's a 30-day rollout you can do right now. Week 1, I want you to pick 10 to 20 FAQs and 5 key policies. Load them into a private knowledge base. Build simple guardrails, no refunds over X, no medical or billing guidance, no promises outside of policy. Week 2, turn on the assistant for internal use only. Agency suggestions. Humans are the ones who send the final answer. I want you to track time to answer, first contact resolution time, and repeat contact rate. Week 3, expand to after hours with a clear handoff to on-call staff. Add sentiment tracking as well as, was this helpful, on every answer. Week 4, go customer facing for narrow tasks. Order status, appointment rescheduling, hours, location, and general policy. Anything else escalates. What do you watch out for? Well, hallucinations when content is thin. I want you to fix that by feeding fewer and well-maintained documentation. Policy drifts. Agents copy bot text verbatim. Require spot checks and weekly bot fail review. Metrics theater. Don't celebrate handled chats. Customer effort and repeat contacts creep up. So what's the payoff? Well, hopefully your support stops being a cost sink and starts acting like a loyalty engine. Your best people get the hard problems. Your customers get fast answers. And you get a measurable time back without hiring. Pretty amazing, right? That's the way we see it at Zeroday. It's one of the number one things that I've zoomed out in my own organization and said, okay, everybody's using AI. I want to use AI. How do I do it in a way that it helps my business grow? It's more efficient and my customers are happy. Because just because AI is the latest and greatest thing doesn't mean this is this is the way I should be doing it. That's why we here at Zeroday specialize in this and we're here to help you. So let's do our second deep dive. AI that squeezes miles, minutes, and waste. So we talked a little bit about customer service. What about operations? We're talking deliveries, field service, sales routes, home visits. In most businesses, the hidden money is in windshield time and backtracking. Here's the model to copy. I want you to look at route plus dispatch optimization with AI. This isn't sci-fi. You've been paying for years at this scale. Proof that you can cite. You know, one of the coolest things I thought was like UPS deployed its Orion routing system and reported 100 million miles saved per year. That's 10 million gallons of fuel saved annually. 3 to 400 million in yearly saving and cost avoidance once it was truly rolled out. This is coming from multiple sources: the industry press, UPS communications, operations research groups. So that's great for a global organization like UPS. But what does that mean for us at the smaller scale? Well, if your service crews drive 10 routes a day, what would 1 to 2 miles of driving less, how would that stack up? With cutting 10 to 15 minutes per stop free, 1 extra appointment per tech per day? What about miles? Fewer miles equals lower fuel, less wear and tear, fewer vehicles, sooner than you think. So how do we deploy this without breaking my team? Well, let's route the real world, not a spreadsheet. I want you to include parking constraints, no left turn patterns, customer time windows, and skills matching. UPS's breakthrough wasn't just a clever algorithm. It was baking human constraints into the plan. 2, I want you to start with an assist mode. Let dispatchers see side-by-side routes, the old way versus the AI way. Ask the drivers to flag gotchas. Gates, docks, elevators, school zones. Good routing learns from its drivers. It doesn't replace them. Number three, measure the right outcomes. Track miles per stop, on time window hits, first visit completion windows through overtime. Don't obsess over stops per hour if rework and returns right. Number four, pilot where success is obvious. Pick one territory with stable demand and coachable crews. Aim for 6 to 8% fewer miles, one extra job per day. I want you to bank on that. I want you to share it. Number five, make gains stick with incentives. This route saves 25 minutes. I want you to translate that into bonus targets. Extra completed jobs, fewer returns, better tech CSATs. UPS had to re-incentivize behavior to capture those gains. So with you. This is where a lot of smaller operators stumble. Bad data in, bad routes out. I want you to work on clean addresses, normalize service codes, and keep those time windows realistic. The rigidity of schedules. If your booking tool lets customers stack impossible windows, routing's not going to save you. Another thing we're seeing is no feedback loop. If drivers cannot mark obstacles and update notes, the system will never improve. Bottom line, AI routing turns unpaid windshield time into revenue time. This is how you fund your next hire without raising prices. So, what are some of the news that is coming out that we can use? Well, quick update from the courts that matter for every buyer of AI software, especially HR and legal. In the case of Mobley and Workday, a federal judge in California let age bias claims proceed against Workday over its AI-powered screening, and more recently ordered Workday to provide a list of customers that enabled certain AI hiring features such as Spotlight and Fetch. We dug into that a few weeks ago. Recently, that was acquired by HiredScore, but the judge also rejected attempts to exclude those features from the case stage. Court is treating AI-driven rank and screening as a unified policy for now. So why does this matter for us as business owners? If you use platform AI screening, you may not be a defendant, but you will get pulled into discovery. So document your settings, preserve those logs, review notices to candidates about automated tools. vendor AI still means your accountability. Again, AI isn't replacing humans. You are ultimately responsible. Don't wait for a subpoena to find out which switches your team turned on. So for those of you in the chat, now's question and answer time. I got the first one here. What's the fastest low risk AI win for a service business? Okay. I still stick with customer service copilot for your agents. I want you to keep it internal for those couple weeks, limit it to order status, appointments, and policy lookups. Measure time to answer and repeat contact rate. We'll expand from there. Look at the Stanford MIT call study as your proof point. Question 2 here from the chat. How do I stop AI from saying something that gets us sued? That's a solid question. Its reputation protection is incredibly important now that AI chatbots are really coming out. Well, I want you to put the model behind a policy layer. Ban topics, dollar caps, auto escalation procedures. Any uncertainty. Add human confirmation steps for refunds or exceptions. Air Canada shows us the risk. Well, we just don't have the drivers. I think AI routing can still help. That's a question we got here that's been preceded. Yeah, if you're dispatching, if you're rolling trucks, AI routing can definitely help. Like I said, you're not UPS, but it doesn't mean that if you're not efficient with where you're sending your folks and at what time. I mean, I'll give you an example. One of the things I thought was pretty smart is like I was always very mad that AI or like Amazon would bring their packages late at night, right? For my house. The problem is they got to deliver packages to businesses during the day. Because imagine they deliver a package at 7 o'clock at night at a business that closes at 5. That's improper routing, right? And so risk of the risk to us as shipper for the shipper that package gets delivered, but nobody's there to accept it. And so now we have a problem with like theft. So AI routing can definitely help. Like, hey, is this a business? Is this residential? What would be the best time of day because of traffic? Like school gets out at 3 or 4, wherever you live. Is that the best place to be in that neighborhood? No. That's where AI routing could really benefit us. Also, I'm really talking about like sales calls, installation inspections. I want you to leverage AI as much as you can to understand the data that you already have so that we can make it more your people's time more efficient. Because again, quicker they get there, the quicker they solve the problem, everybody wins. So, here's my call to action for you this week. I want you to do two things. I want you to, one, pilot an internal AI assistant for your support team for 5 tasks. Turn on cited answers, no free text browsing, and hard stops or refunds and medical or financial advice. 2, run a territory routing test. Take last month's route, rerun them through an AI router, and compare miles, minutes, and on time. Share the results, pick a winner, scale it. If you want help with any of this, well, you can book a 15-minute strategy with us here at Zeroday Cybersecurity. We can help you put all this stuff together. We'll help you build that first 30-day plan together. I want you to treat AI like infrastructure. This isn't a gadget. This isn't something that the kids are playing with. This is what we as business owners are going to start using as our primary mechanism for almost anything that we can. Start where the money is leaking. Slow replies, wasted miles. Win there, fund the next step, repeat. The most powerful edge in your company isn't AI. It's your leadership backed by measurable ways. I'm Andres Torres with Zeroday Cybersecurity. Don't forget, you are the most important. You and your people are the most important in your organization. It's not the technology. It's not the processes. It's you and your people. See you next week. Take care.